Hi, today I want to show you how you can build your own buttons for your headphone to make louder and more quiet and play and stop. Or also useful if, like in my case, your ones get destroyed. So first of all, I'm cut it apart, the cable, and extended the little cables, little thin cables, with stiffer, bigger cables. And now I can show you the circuit. So I put the cable in my board, and first of all I show you the function. If I play audio, I think you can hear it a bit. And here are the buttons. This one is for stop and go. Stop and go. This one is to make it louder, so you can hear it better. This one is for more quiet. And with a double press of play and pause, you know it, you can skip. So, okay, now it works. And also I have added a mic. I can show you the functionality. Here's a little mic, and if I capture the voice, you can see it don't records about here, it records about here. And now I go to show you the schematic. First of all, the pins. If you have a 4-pin aux plug, this is the one you need if you want to add buttons. Then the first area is for the functionality buttons and the mic. The second area is ground. Third area for the left side, for the right side of your headphones, and for the left side of your headphones. And you can see how it is connected. So the ground, the right side and the left side are just connected through and goes directly to the speakers. The right side to the right side, the left side to the left side, and both becomes get grounded. And the whole magic with the buttons happens between the first and the second pin. In this schematic, there's not a microphone. If you have a plug with just 3 sections, the first one is ground, the second one is the right side, the third one is the left side. And to understand it better, the thing with the buttons, draw it bigger here. So it's just the thing between pin 1 and pin 2, so between pin 1 and pin 2. And if you don't press a button, they are connected over a resistance about, in my case, 1.5 kilo ohm. So it can be higher, it can be a bit lower, but I think not much lower. So otherwise it doesn't work. And if you connect it directly, it makes stop and pause, or if you double click it, it skips. If you connect over a resistor about of 200 ohm, it makes louder. And if you connect it over a resistor about 500 ohm, so it's in line, so it adds 200 plus 330 are about 500. Then it makes more quiet. If you have a mic, you can make it just in series, you have to make it parallel. So the mic you can connect directly through pin 1 and ground. louder button is connected over a resistor that's a bit higher than 200 ohm, because if you press a button, this resistor is parallel to this resistor, and the resistance of the whole thing goes a bit more down. So if I have a microphone, in my case, this have about 1.3 kilo ohm, and I add a resistor of 270 ohm, it makes about 200 ohm if I press this button. And for the more quiet, to make it more quiet for this button, you have to add about a bit more than 500. And for play and stop, it's the same like here. You just can connect this one or this one directly. So the resistance is zero, about zero. If you want to build this circuit and your microphone have not the resistance like mine, you can calculate these values you need just with calculate the parallel value of resistors. So if you press this button, the resistance have to be about 500 or 600 ohm, and if you press this button, the resistance have to be about 200 ohm. So if you know this, you can just try a bit with values. We have the first resistor is always your mic, and the second resistor is this or this. Depends on the case which button you press. And yes, you can use this formula, or you can use this formula. It's the same. So, I hope you can understand this. And now I can show it you again on the board. Now we are back on the board. The gray wire is ground. Ground is connected. This whole line is ground. The cables for the left side and the right side are just connected through. There are nothing between it. This is connected with this one, and this goes to the speakers. Ground I told it's here. And also ground is connected to both of the speakers, because both of the speakers need ground. And this is pin 1. This pin we need for the buttons. This button directly connect pin 1 to ground. And if I press, it plays. This one is connected over the higher resistor. This is about 700 ohm, 600 and a bit. And so this resistor is parallel to this mic. And if I would measure with my multimeter, the resistance from here to here, if I press a button, is about 500 ohm. It makes it more quiet. And here's the same, but with 270 ohm. So if I connected this parallel to this, it's about 200 ohm, and it makes it louder. And if you don't need a mic, you can build in series. Maybe it's a bit more easy. Or if you don't have a mic, you can just build in a resistor this have about 1.5 kilo ohm, or a higher resistor. But you have to calculate the right values. So maybe it's, if you don't need a mic, this is your way, and in a second I show you how this will work. So I reconnected it, and now we have this schematic, this circuit, and I can show you also that it works. Here is play and pause. Here is quiet, and here is volume up. Make it louder. Here we have the first schematic I showed you on the paper. A resistor about 1 kilo ohm, then a resistor about 300 ohm, then a resistor about 200 ohm, and they all are in line, so the whole resistance, if I don't press a button, is 1.5 kilo ohm. And if I press this button for play and pause, then I make a connection directly, like before, from pin 1 to ground, pin 2. And if I press this button, I make the connection over the 500 ohm, these two resistors in series, in line. And if I press this button, I make the connection over the 200 ohm resistor. So yes, this it is. Maybe it helps you. Goodbye.